Good evening, everyone, and welcome to VendrCast episode 8. I'm your host, Jared, and I'm joined by two incredible guests. To my right, I have Viveca McDonald with Visit Denver. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, thanks for having me tonight. Like you said, I'm Viveca McDonald, originally from Ohio, shout out Ohio. And been
Oh,
in the industry for about 6 years next month. Yeah,
wow. Well, thank you so much for coming, and we're very much looking forward to having you on the show tonight.
you know.
And to my left, I have Kara Admire with Kara Blooms. Thank you so much for coming,
Yeah.
and please share a little bit about yourself.
Well, like you said, I'm with Care Blooms, owner, lead designer. I've been in the industry on and off for about 14 years, 3 years here in Denver. So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming. I'm looking forward to talking to you about all the florist attributes to your job, which is literally your entire job. So, a lot to talk about there. Um, Before we get started with that conversation, of course, this video would not be possible without our sponsors. And so, our sponsors tonight are Lionsgate. They have a incredible and unique, beautiful venue, and their people truly care about their clients. And every time I shoot out there, it's amazing every time. Vendor Hub and Venue Hub. Shout out to Don Williams. Thank you so much for everything you do and supporting everything we do at All Digital. So thank you so much for that. And last but certainly not least, we have Instant Impact Health. And you can see a little box right there on the case. Instant Impact Health is made right here in Colorado, and it makes they make these Revive strips, right? They're clean, instant energy. They're packed with caffeine, B vitamins, and especially, and most importantly, no sugar. They dissolve on your tongue fast and are perfect for event professionals. And we actually have some, and we were going to take some this evening, but we decided not to because it's a burst of energy and caffeine, and I'd like to go to bed before 1 a.m. this evening. I'm sure both of my guests would
Absolutely.
enjoy,
Yeah, no, thank
would agree
you.
with that.
I'll try it in the morning though.
Yeah,
For sure.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely trying it tomorrow. I have a very packed day tomorrow, and so gonna need a lot of energy. So I'm gonna have my coffee and a strip. So might be too much actually. Maybe just the strip. And last, we have our venue sponsor, which is Church Ranch. Church Ranch is one of my favorite venues to shoot. Every time I come back here, it's like seeing an old friend. And every time I've been here, the events have just been incredible. Their staff, Amber, Melissa, and Eric, and everyone else is just talented and passionate, and they really care about making moments for their clients because moments matter. All right, so let's get to our conversation, right? So first things first, um, Kara, I already know yours, and so I'm just gonna clarify. It's a butterfly, right? Butterfly spirit animal.
For the moment, but yes, go.
Okay, so it's fascinating. Okay. So last
Ever
time,
changing.
Yeah.
ever changing. Well, that's what a butterfly is. Okay, like they're
There
ever
you go.
changing. We've talked about this, right?
Yeah.
So, what would you consider your spirit animal to be, Kara?
Oh my God. I mean, I'm gonna go like kind of get nitty gritty, like a honey badger, something like that.
Okay.
Honey badger. I
Yeah,
could
something that
totally see
fights.
it.
Something that like looks like you could probably pet it,
And then
but
just
then it
mauled your
just like
face off.
yeah,
Nice.
it'll just get you. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
I'll take that
gotcha.
for now.
A honey badger for
For the
now.
moment.
Okay, exactly. It is completely up to you.
Yes.
It is your choice. I'm of course a golden retriever, and that's
That
totally
makes
cool.
perfect
Okay.
sense.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But I just think it's important to ask that question because it allows you to understand how people perceive themselves in the world,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then it helps you actually, in a way, like love them better and
It's
like
an
be
interesting way to put it.
more present with them and everything, right? Because if you think about it, animals are something we can observe, and animals have behaviors, tendencies, the way they
Mm-hmm.
interact with others and stuff. And so the commonalities. If you say, "Oh, I'm this," it's like, "Oh, why do you think you're that?" And speaking of the next time I see Matt, I am asking him why he chose that because I think in the moment was more taken aback, and you should always be curious instead of judgmental. And so I'd like I next
You
time I
gotta
see
give a
him,
little more context. I feel
I
like
love
okay.
context with that,
I
right?
meant you in this conversation.
Oh, this
Yes.
conversation, right? It was he talked about it was something like the slugs. Remember he said it was like a slug or something. It was
Right,
like
who's
a
Matt?
Exactly.
Oh,
Thank
my
you.
bad. Thank you.
Go
I
there.
see what you meant.
Yeah.
Okay, appreciate you. Thank
Run it
you.
back a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. So basically, we were at the MPI board transition meeting, right? And Matt Kolb is the outgoing president, and she's the incoming president, right? And so we did a circle where we talked, and it was a great exercise, actually. We had yarn, and we would throw it and compliment each other, right? And it created a network, right? And reminded us that we're all interconnected,
Mhm.
right? It was a really beautiful visualization, right? But we had the conversation around the circle about spirit animals, and Matt Kolb said he was some like it was something duck. It was like a brook duck, or that's definitely wrong. But it
I don't know
was
if you know, write it in
yeah,
the chat.
yeah. If you know what it was, Jeanette. If you know what it was, Eric, or if you're
You can
listening.
remind him what closed circle conversations mean. But, we'll talk about that later.
Oh, my bad, my bad. For sure. But he said it was like a slug or something, and I remember thinking like a slug.
He described himself as a slug?
It's like an ocean slug or
It's an
something.
ocean slug.
Oh,
But my thing is this.
It's
there's
a
some
unique
really cute
animal.
ocean
It's
slugs,
a very
actually.
Yeah.
unique animal.
Yeah.
It was a wild pull, and so the intentionality behind it is I wanna know because,
Is he,
like,
like, slow moving? He
that's what
just
I'm
stays on
saying,
a
right?
steady
And so
path, under a lot of
yeah,
pressure.
Maybe there'll be a follow-up exercise, like,
I feel like
and
there's
why.
if you I
Yes.
bet
I think it's
there's
a
a
good
lot
idea.
of meaning under there. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, right? And
I
that's
think
what's so
yeah.
interesting when people, because it comes back to, like, words have meaning,
Mhm.
right? Like, the words you say pave your way, right? And so I'm just so curious. I mean, obviously, it could have been a funny joke thing, whatever, and then I was like, whatever. But if not, I'm just genuinely curious because he's such a cool person, and like, he's so himself. It just seems like, why did you choose that? What's your intention with that? And it would, because I'm just so fascinated, and I'm just curious, right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, let's get back to the nitty-gritty of what we were talking about, which was both of you guys. So, who would like to go first? I'd like to know what you're passionate about.
I said, "Nose goes, you're up."
Okay. I am passionate about creating art and making
Awesome.
things. I think that even just being in the industry that I'm in, I get to create and do a lot of making for other people, but really what it comes down to is me creating something that can sustain and provide for me in a way that I'm able to then go and create things that I want to make. So,
Interesting.
Beautifully said.
mhm.
So, essentially, you're creating for others to create for yourself.
Yeah. Absolutely, like, weddings and events and daily flowers are all, like, low-hanging fruit.
Mm,
It's business, it's money, but it's also, like, providing something that I'm really good at and I love to do for people, but you're also designing for them and for
Mhm.
stuff that they want and that they need and they're
mhm.
paying for. But then it's like, I then take that and I just go make stuff for myself.
What kind
So
of things do you make for yourself?
well, we do, like, photo shoots and, like, a lot
Oh,
of
okay.
creative work. I like to do a lot of very just, unexpected things with flowers.
Such as?
Such as well, I just did a photo shoot yesterday with, Bailey Madison. She's a makeup artist. She does a lot of stuff on TikTok and Instagram, and it was her birthday, so we did a photo
Happy
shoot with
birthday,
her.
Bailey.
Yeah, happy birthday. She, Scorpio season, so we did, like, black and white, so she does a lot of really moody stuff, like, Halloween is her season to do a lot of creative things, and so, we went with very, like, black and white vibes, so I was painting flowers
I
all day
thought those were
yesterday.
tattoos,
Nope,
honestly.
not
I
tattoos,
sure did. I sure
just
did.
paint.
That's
It's
great.
paint, thanks. Yeah, so I'm always getting into weird shit, but I also have the architecture background,
Mhm.
so I just learned about the process of design and, like, how to, just, like, frame things in a camera. I really love to do set design as well and just basically just take what's in my brain and put it out there in front of people and, just I don't know, use things and materials in ways that not everybody expects. So
I will say the most interesting word that stuck out to me in your bio was architect,
oh, yeah.
because I have never associated florists and designers as
There's
architects.
so much
But you
Absolutely.
overlap.
are
Yes,
absolutely
yes.
correct
Yeah,
in that, because the documentary I'm making is about the Colorado Freedom Memorial, and I
yeah,
actually had to sit down with, an architect who designed it and everything, and
yeah.
just listening to how their brain works and how everything is built from the ground up and going from 2D to
Yeah.
3D to sometimes
Mhm.
even 4D, right?
Yeah.
Because 'Cause you're walking through it and everything.
We
It's
have to
like
wave a magic wand and show people what a space is going to feel like, how big it's gonna feel, how you're gonna move through it, what's the light gonna be like. You have to show them all of that before you actually build it,
Absolutely.
because you have to make sure that what you're creating is what the client wants. And so that actually I was a florist before I went to school for architecture, but what it really taught me were these tools of how to show people what their wedding or what their event is going to feel like, how to display it, whether it's a drawing or whether it's a rendering, even just descriptor words, like how to make people feel a certain way. You gotta do all that because you can't be like, "Hey, this is what your wedding's gonna look like," and design their wedding for them to so you have to find a way to sell it and make them feel like they know what to expect without doing that. And architecture teaches you those skills, and that is applicable in so many ways. It's
of
just how
course.
to think about something before you even get started designing it or
Mhm.
making it. So,
That's so interesting, though, for
mhm.
sure. And thank you for sharing that. All
Yeah.
right. I'd like to talk more about that, but before we do, Vivica, can you please tell us more about yourself, right? And what are
Yeah.
you passionate about?
Well, it gave me some time to think about that, so thank you. It was a great
You're
story to
welcome.
share. I would say in a simple way, connection. I
Absolutely.
like the term architect because it's like I'm the architect, I'm the designer of my own life. But for me, in that, it's building those experiences where people feel connected with people, people feel connected to the greater world around them, whether that's through a beautiful arrangement or through this grandiose event or, a specialized email or something like that. I mean, in the workplace, but I think personally, just building spaces and places for people to connect is important to me.
That's wonderful. And you
Yeah.
know what? Absolutely. I can see it. Like
Thanks.
you set out to do what you set out to do without even trying. Just so
That's a
you know
great
that.
compliment. Thank you.
You really do.
I set out to be on time. Yes.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
absolutely. And when you were saying that, the one word that kept playing over in my mind is moments. You like intentional moments and creating
That's what I
moments
say.
for
This
people.
moment is all we have. Yeah.
Exactly. And moments matter. Like, I want that on a shirt, on a hat, might be my next tattoo, I don't know, but moments matter. They do, like a nice email, right? You never know what that one person's going through. Like, because if you think about it, we're all like icebergs. Right? We are. If you like, literally on the
We all have that
surface, we are
leadership
all
training. Yeah.
icebergs. And if we see each other and we understand that, and, like, we take a step back from our egos and our own selves and understand, like, "Hey, yeah, you may have been late, but, there may be something seriously going on with you, or you may have not been nice to me or cut me off in traffic." Like, speaking of traffic, traffic has honestly become so easy for me because I just started letting people go ahead of me. Like, if you try to control the flow of traffic, you're gonna be miserable. I used to have the worst road rage. I mean, to the point where, man, I've had some rants. You know what I mean? Like, some stuff that if I had a
Yeah, I
camera
definitely have
on,
a lot of road rage.
you know what I
I
mean?
let it out. That's why I don't have my logo on my car.
That's smart.
I don't want any bad reviews just because
Yeah.
I like
She the one cutting you off.
yeah. So,
I just
yeah,
got on the
with
bike. I
that.
was like, all right, e-bike is for me. Yes. Until it was stolen. But,
Wait, what?
it's the whole thing.
No, that sucks. What happened?
Living in Denver,
Mm,
Cap Hill.
yeah.
So yeah, double lock is not enough.
The
Yeah.
double lock wasn't
No,
enough?
it's okay. Bring it inside every night.
I live in
Yeah,
Cap
But
Hill.
yeah.
That's where I like first lived in Denver.
Oh,
So now I
nice.
just live right below that in a Baker area. So
Nice. Okay.
yeah, 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 I really like it.
You got to try the right cream place out then. Apparently, it's in the neighborhood.
Downing
Okay.
Street,
Mhm.
What is it called?
Right Cream.
Hmm.
So it is an ice cream shop that sells burgers. And when I tell you these burgers, like, I they
It's not burgers first, ice cream
no,
second. It's ice cream
ice cream
first,
first, and it's, like,
burgers
homemade
second.
ice
That's
cream.
great.
Like, let me tell you a flavor, and this is truly a flavor from CK. It was coffee Cheez-It
Oh no,
crunch.
no,
No, no,
no,
no. No, no,
no.
no, no, hear me out,
You're right.
hear me out. It was salty, it was sweet, it was
Cheesy,
Cheesy?
del cheesy?
rusty,
Absolutely, it was delectable.
caramel.
It was scrumptious, I had to force myself not to eat the entire thing in
I
one
will not
sitting.
yuck your yum, but I would try it once. But
Absolutely. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah.
listen, it was caramel. It was caramel, toffee, Cheez-It. Did I
Okay.
help that or make it worse?
Oh, I think caramel and toffee are very similar already.
Mhm.
So, but then I don't know about the Cheez-It.
I didn't think I listen, I was on the fence too. It
I would
was
try it once, but I'm just
incredible.
not a big like, I don't like too many things going on at once. I
Okay,
like a
just
simple yeah. I even
fair
just
enough.
like a good, like, butter cookie or, like, a sugar cookie, like, that's just
Simplicity
right for me.
is complex.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
So when it comes to what you do and your
Mhm.
art, it is
Yes,
extravagant and over
outside
the
of the box.
top and
That's
outside
also,
of the
like, with TV
box.
shows that I watch. I can't watch anything that's stressful. I can't watch anything that's too intense because if I'm already super stressed, like,
Yeah,
with work and with a lot of things on my plate, I'm like, I can't be stressed when I come home too, so I like to
Yes.
watch, like, Antiques
absolutely.
Roadshow or, like, How It's Made. I want just, like
How it's made.
yeah, like,
And
kind of just, like I'll, like, learn some things, but nobody's just gonna die randomly or, like,
You're
yeah.
not
make a
watching The
stupid
Bear.
decision. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
the
I did watch that, but
Okay.
it took me a really long time to get through it because when stuff starts getting stressful
so, like,
When
5
it
minutes
yeah,
into
does,
the
yeah.
episode.
yeah,
Oh,
See,
okay.
this
yeah,
reminds me my life's not that stressful,
yeah.
It
Thanks
could
for
be
the
worse.
You
reminder,
go
yeah.
looking for you go
Yes.
seeking it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you also I just wanted to go back to what you said though, because you, like, create spaces, and I think that that's really beautiful because I
Mhm.
know one thing with, like, living in Denver and even just being a part of, like, the industry, I'm so busy, it's really hard for me to create spaces for me to go be around other people.
Mm,
So whenever other people do it and invite me,
Mhm.
I truly try to make it a point to show up because I know how hard it is to put that together and to do it well. But it's just like creating a space for people to show up and be themselves and just show
Absolutely.
up as themselves.
It's not another networking event, it's just kind of
Exactly.
like, "Okay,
exactly.
yes." So, thank you.
That's
Yeah.
really special.
You just
So
show up
yeah,
and
yeah,
be
yeah.
your authentic self,
Yeah.
right? And I would say every single time I've stepped into an event with the MPI or just any place of the event
Say it for
industry
the
with
people in the back. What's
VendrCast,
that mean again? MPI.
it's just
So what does
you just feel
MPI
like,
mean?
"Oh, Meeting Professionals
Thank
International."
you.
Right, we need to get, like, superimposed every
Yes.
time, right?
It just
Like a
pops
drink
up.
count every time you say
Right.
MPI. Mm. No, but anyway, it's just interesting that I completely lost my, train of thought, what we were saying there, but, we were just talking about help me out, guys, I apologize, I
Room
literally went
creating spaces.
trading spaces,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
It is such an important aspect to it, and it does matter, and when it comes to doing that and moving forward with events, it's so easy to let the ego take over, right? It's like,
Right.
"Oh, I'm setting this up. This is my
Forget what
design."
it's about.
Exactly.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, we are working for clients, and it is our responsibility to make sure that that day, whatever it is, it's a wedding, a corporate event, whatever, someone is making some, like, intentional memories and moments and, it's just and it's up to us to facilitate that and to help that. And it's just so cool that our passions align with it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's so cool that our passions just happen to align with what helping others and doing what we do. So, I did have a quick question about events, right? What has been your biggest win this year? But what has been your biggest loss this year? Wins and losses.
One big one comes to mind, working with the association market, I'm trying to get Omega Sci-Fi to Denver,
Nice.
and, it would be a big win for me, for the city, I think for the local chapters, and we did such an amazing presentation in person, we created new marketing material for it. And then we didn't get it. So it's my biggest
Mm.
and it started off in January. So it put, you know, that humble pie right in the face very early, but it kind of gave me that motivation throughout the year. I'm like, okay,
Mm.
I know what I'm working towards in the grand scheme things. So
Can I ask you a question?
yeah,
Do you see it as a failure or
absolutely. When I don't win, it's a failure.
interesting. So you don't see it as like a learning like a learning
I learn how to be better next time.
Wow.
Learn how to not lose it.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
what do you okay, so, is it enough time to pass we can talk about it now?
Sure. I'm
So it's not
We
the
still
still
raw.
it's still raw?
a little bit.
Okay, alright.
I'm here
Well,
for it.
I'm just curious, looking back, what do you feel was the factor that it went to someone else?
I would say communication, just kind of being more
Interesting.
transparent up front about what the offer was and not kind
Mm,
of not necessarily rely on bells and whistles, but this aha moment was like, oh man, like it wasn't received clearly enough. It's like, okay, this is what you're offering as a whole. Um, I know it's kind of vague, but I hope that answered your
No,
question.
no, it's
I
fine.
get
I was
what you're
just
saying.
Okay.
yeah, I can
Yeah.
understand it. I mean, honestly, I'm just so curious because, sometimes, I heard a quote the other day, and it's really interesting. It's, "Presence is the soil in which the seed of wisdom sprouts."
Okay.
Right? And so it's only when you're present can you really analyze and, like, learn and grow from things, and that's why I was just curious, right? Like, looking at something like that, right? I mean, I've had losses as well, like, everyone's had losses, everyone's had wins, right? And so, I'm coming back for your win, for the record, and I was just curious if you've, like, sat down, like, just thought about it
I
and,
mean,
like
it was a win for me too. I think being in the room and the support that we had and
exactly.
everything toward it, like this is kind of a big moment in my career to have this opportunity, but not to win it was like, shucks. But I think it can be one and the same. Like it was something that I was so
Absolutely.
proud of, and I like I put it all on the line, so
Uh-huh.
to speak. So
But you know
yeah,
what's cool, though? The next time you're in that room, you've been there before.
yeah, exactly.
And so you'll get it, right? And sometimes, you may be people who are driven and passionate and care, they may be delayed, but they'll never be denied, right? And so it may just be a delay.
You just got this quote book somewhere.
Yeah. I'm
Wait,
like
funny enough, the weirdest thing about me is I do have a note in my phone, that literally when I hear amazing quotes from people or, like, have moments that happen in my
mhm,
life, I literally will just immediately write it down. Um,
and then study it,
and
and then be like, "I'm gonna use this one today, and then the other one."
Like the calendar.
uh,
Right?
use it or live by it.
It's great. I mean, it's just great. You just have so much. I feel like I would just mess up every single quote all the
Oh,
time.
I practice in the mirror often.
Okay, that's good feedback.
Oh, that's a great question.
Quote
Tom Watts.
with what you were saying, because you were saying that it was kind of like you think that maybe you missed it because you were too maybe not present in the detail or, like, showing them what it was really about and more focused on, like, the bigger picture things instead of, like, really, like, just being present in the moment with them and just, like, letting them know, like, here's actually what it is and what to expect,
Yes.
and not expecting them to just see it all and then know that the rest comes with it,
Comes with it. Yeah.
ish, and so maybe that's, like,
That's a good
something
takeaway.
to
Yeah.
yeah, that's
And
what I got out of both of y'all talking in that moment.
And
absolutely,
open to
and
new
that's a great
perspectives. Yeah.
takeaway.
Yeah,
Alright, so that was a loss
That was
and
the
a
one.
win. That was a
and the
loss and a
win.
win.
Yeah.
That's a
Sorry.
both.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Loss
That's
and a
about.
win. And then what do you have?
Oh, goodness gracious. I moved into a new location.
Moving sucks. Good for
It
you.
was
Proud of you.
horrible, but it's
Yeah.
like a bigger location. I feel like it's already too small, but, so
Why is
that
that?
was a big win. Oh, it's just
Too many flowers?
well, no, well, yeah, whenever we have big events and stuff, it just, like, it takes up so much space and,
I bet your house smells amazing.
no, I'm the painter whose house never gets painted, so I don't ever take flowers home. It's yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, I'm
okay.
around actually, I can't smell flowers really anymore.
Interesting.
I'm around them so much.
It's
Occasionally,
like
I'll get a good
desensitized.
whiff.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, that's a fragrant flower," but no, for the most part, yeah, yeah, that's
Do you miss
I
the
mean,
smell?
yes and no. I
Like,
still get like, it's I think what people don't understand about being a florist in this industry is you're a glorified janitor. You do a lot of cleaning, you do
mm,
heavy lifting of buckets, like, water's heavy.
Water is very heavy.
And then there's a lot of mold with water. There's a
mm.
lot of, like, very bad smells. I also have really bad allergies, so I'm constantly sneezing.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
also really sensitive if I know that something's moldy and I gotta handle it, I can handle it, but if I reach in and I accidentally and it's gross, like, gag reflex
Mm, mm.
goes and I'm just like, my whole day's ruined. I'm like, "Oh, I can't do anything today." But, so it's very glorified, but also it's very rewarding. So it's really, really hard. A lot of people wanna get into it. They don't last a month. Like, the people come and they're like, "I wanna come work for you all the time," and I'm like, "It's very easy to get your foot in the door. Sure, come on." And then after a little while, they just kinda disappear, and it's because it's not an easy industry, and it's
It's
really
definitely
hard
not.
to get to the point where it can be really rewarding too, because you just have to learn so much before you can really start to be creative and play.
And also the flowers wilt. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, if
it well,
one flower
we're on
wilts,
a
like,
timeline.
seriously.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, and as crappy as this is, and, this is another analogy for life. Like, anyway, people can look at a beautiful flower arrangement that is to the T beautiful. The design, the intricacy, the architecture, the intentionality, everything. But there's one flower that's wilting, depending on
Mhm.
the location of that flower. That's all people are gonna see.
or that's the only one that they're gonna take a picture of. I swear if you do a one-sided arrangement or one side that's not as nice as the other and you deliver it, somebody will just take a picture of the back and, like, that's the one that they post on social media being like, "Oh my god, I'm so excited with my flowers." So I just or if there's, like, one thing that's not just right, it's like what they zoom in on it, but because a lot of sometimes people might not even see that
Yeah.
something's wilted or not perfect because they think it's beautiful because they
Mhm.
don't but then it's like,
I'm not saying
It's
all.
a living organism, people.
oh, yeah, but it's just kind of like a turn on what you're saying, but with what you are saying, if one flower in the arrangement dies, I think that's the one bad review I ever got was one flower literally died and all the rest of them looked great, and she even mentioned it in the review that everything else looked beautiful, this one flower died after 2 days, and then she left me 3 stars. Yeah, I eventually got it removed just because it was, like, 3 years ago, but I was like,
It
out of
just
every like, why are we leaving reviews like this? Everything looked great. It was so I was so happy to get it. This one flower died after a couple of days. I'm like, "Thank you so much for that."
It's a living thing.
I'm like,
I
"Just reach
mean,
out to me. I'll replace it." Like, but no, nothing. Just went and left a review.
straight to the
So,
review.
yeah, I know. So you're right. That is what happens. So,
and that's hard because you know what? I would say the florist, that's really the only well, depends, because like, like, one flower dies or the food is salty, right? Actually, I was just talking to Church Ranch's owner, Eric, right? He said that people associate the food with the venue, and I was like, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, it's like, oh, the food, it's not like
mm,
Legal Pete's was bad," which, by the way, Legal Pete's, we love you, you're delicious. That is the only one I could think of in the
OG.
moment, right?
Okay.
OG Pete.
yeah.
But anyway, he said that people associate the food with the venue than anything else because it's like, "Oh, the food at Church Ranch is bad." It's like, "Well, we don't serve" you know what I mean? So I thought that was
Yeah.
interesting
I
how
think a
people
lot of
can
venues
associate that.
require that they use their in-house catering, so maybe people
Mhm.
just expect that, but yeah, I think that's clear marketing, clear branding, and whenever
Mhm.
you do events, that's why I don't, like, allow any other florist to really be around or do I just did something well, sometimes you do things where they already have other florals or other people that come in and do flowers, but you have to have very clear like, branding or signage or something because I can't control what other people do, and then my name will get put on it if it's something related, so a lot of times people relate the food. So, yeah, I don't know
That's
what his roundabout way
that's so frustrating though, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, and I've said this before, I think I said this last episode, I say it every day to myself, is like, being human is hard, give yourself more grace. Like, just flat out. Like, it is hard to just be a human, right? And so,
mhm,
like,
yeah.
people should just do that as well. Like, okay, the flower died, but do you see, like, the 1,000 other that are alive? And you're gonna focus on the one? Like,
That's a matter of perspective for people,
it
I feel like, and
absolutely
that's a
is,
bigger
Viveca.
conversation.
And I think that's where you can get into your, like, preferred clients. People come in wanting to complain about everything. I'm like, "Okay, well, if you can't see the humanity in people and, like, that
Yeah.
I'm not perfect and I'm literally not God and I cannot control life and death of flowers. Flowers just die, then maybe we're just not yeah, maybe
Oh, let
we're
me
just
fix
not meant
this.
to
Yeah.
be
There it
here."
goes, right
Yeah.
back.
Like
No, you know what? Speaking of that, though, when we talk about vendors and stuff like that, I do care more about the relationship with the vendor or the supplier or the venue or whatever, or do you care more about the service? Let's say, for example, right, you get the
Mhm.
absolute best service from this company or this vendor or this venue or supplier, whatever. It's the best, but working with them sucks. But your client likes them, they're happy with them. What like, how do you navigate that? Like,
I feel like we always want a perfect world, so both and, yeah. But I'm a sucker for service. I feel like that is why we do the things we do. That's why we leave the house. We can get a product delivered. I got a mouse delivered. Shout out DoorDash for
hey,
Walgreens and
shout out
like but
DoorDash.
it's like service. You want things executed to a
Mhm.
certain degree. But again, perfect world, we were like both.
mhm.
True, true. What do you think?
I guess for me, it would be like, it depends on if you plan to keep working with them or if you just need it for a one-time thing, like you need them to provide the service this once. I guess, yeah, it would be both in most cases, but
Yeah.
yeah, it just depends on if it's something where I'm gonna have to continue to work with them in the industry or if they're just providing this service just this once.
That's an interesting
Yeah.
question. It's like, how much exposure am I gonna have with this person,
So then I
right?
think that it would go back into the relationship with a vendor, maybe it's not that vendor, but maybe somebody that has then experienced them that can tell me, yes, they provide a good service,
Mm.
and yes, they will show up. And so
I mean, it's like, to your point, if you have a good relationship, you would assume you would have good service, and you
Mhm.
would assume that over time your relationship through good service would be improved. So
or
it
if
kind of
something doesn't hit, you're like, "Wait, that's not
And you can
of
kind of find that
character."
alignment and
That's
fix
not
it,
exactly,
yeah.
right?
yeah.
I think that's most important, right? And that's like when I'm working with team members, like, or even just, when you show up to a wedding, right? Like this weekend, I was just the videographer and they had a photographer there already. Me and that photographer need to be in lockstep, right? Because let me back that up. I should be in lockstep with them, right? Because I don't want to be in their photos and I don't want her to be in my videos.
Mhm.
Out of respect for her as well, right? And not only for respect for her, but also respect for the couple, clients. Because
Yeah.
if there's anything I can do to make those photos better, then I'll do that, right? And so we had a conversation up at the front, and we broke it down like, "Hey, where you gonna be? Where you gonna be standing?" And I'll tell you, it has rarely happened when I'm not working with all digitals photographers or whatever, but it was lockstep, and it was awesome the entire night, and like just having that conversation, that mutual understanding up at the top, like, later on, like, she's like, "Oh, we're gonna do photos and stuff like that now," like, then she started helping me out, right? And, like, kind of making sure that we are both on the same page, and I feel that can happen with every single person within the hospitality industry because at the heart of it okay, absolutes are scary, so I'll say with
Okay.
predominantly the hospitality industry, right? People in this industry, because at the end of the day it is a thankless industry. It is you know what I mean? Like, you are constantly pushing a boulder up a hill just to do it again tomorrow for
Mhm.
someone else. You know what I mean? And it's hard, there's a lot of pressure, it's scary. Sometimes it's a 6-month project, sometimes it's an event, right? And which takes planning and all this stuff, but then the actual day comes and there's execution aspects to it, and so there's so many layers to this industry, that it's difficult to do it with people who don't care. All it takes is this one person and
I mean, also, not even that they don't care, it's I think it's egos get in, where people that are
excellent,
very, like,
excellent point.
new to it, and they don't really see, like, the true, like, reason that everybody's there and what it's really about, and that working together is really gonna produce the best thing. That collaborative effort is what brings the most magic. I think it's whenever people are newer to an industry, they don't see that yet, they don't have the experience to know that. Or, I mean, and honestly, people can have an ego being in the industry for a long time, but I think it's just, like, to know that it's, like, not gonna hurt you to allow somebody else also do their job well and to be good at it.
Mm.
And if anything, it'll elevate you.
Raising your hand.
Oh, no, absolutely.
No, you know what?
Eyelashes.
I've been going back and forth on whether or not having an ego is a good thing, and, I actually, again, came up with I heard found a quote, listened to this song,
Here we go.
but the lyrics were,
Our
quiet
favorite
the
quotes.
lyrics in the song were, "Quiet my ego, give me strength to overcome doubt." That is literally all you need ego
Confidence.
for, is just self-doubt. Give me just enough ego to know that I'm walking into this space tonight, or I'm sitting down at this podcast where I can do it.
Yeah,
Because if I don't believe in myself, then how's anyone else gonna do it?
to her point, confidence. That's
Exactly.
it.
It absolutely is
It's the
confidence.
the removal of ego, because ego is about others, where confidence is about self.
Interesting. Ego is about others.
I think you just defined confidence
That's
with your quote.
that's
It was
fantastic.
great.
Well,
Yeah.
we did that like a roundabout
Yeah.
way. That's fantastic. Today's message brought to you by confidence.
Yeah.
But no, anyway, when it comes to what you were just saying, can you elaborate on that? So, like you said, ego is in relationship to others, whereas confidence is in relationship to self.
Yeah, there's a good book called No Ego by Simon White Wakeman, and it's really her idea of this. You walk down the hallway and you're like, oh, Kara didn't speak to me today. Oh, it must be something about me that now lives in her head, when it's like
Mhm.
all of this is in my head.
Mhm.
And so it's like, did you speak to her and she didn't respond? That's one thing. But if you just assume
Yeah.
these things, then that becomes about others. And you're assuming your perceptions through other people's eyes. And we don't have that ability. Otherwise, I'll be in a lot of people's minds. Yeah.
No, that's fantastic, and I've never thought of it like that. because ego is like you're like you said, just like you just said, right? When it comes to, you were just talking about someone walking down the hall and how their perception is, and to assume that someone thought something about you. A quote that lives rent free in my head. I was at MIBE, and Make It Better Every Day. Shout out to you and everything you guys do to make everything better every day. Literally, it's fantastic. Tony is great. But anyway, they had a speaker on, and I can't remember his name, and I wrote it down in my note.
Your notebook.
I did. I absolutely did.
I love it.
Assume positive intent,
Yeah.
and that will drastically change the way you see others. Because he told me a story about, he was denied a promotion or something, and he literally had, like, this, like I forgot the situation. Basically, he assumed his boss didn't like him or something. Instead of talking to him about it, instead of asking,
Yes.
he just assumed the worst and just thought, "Okay, fine. It's just me. I need to just fix myself." Turns out there was a whole slew of reasons as to other things, and it was all better for him, right? And so if you just assume positive intent, I guarantee you, you'll be let down maybe 1% out of the times you actually
Yeah,
think you
that's when
would
my bike
be.
got
I mean, it's
stolen.
assuming you
That's
just
true. Okay,
communicate.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Bike being stolen is
Gosh.
y just protect your bike, I guess. That sucks. And I mean,
Denver.
what
I
I know it
sucks,
is.
what
It's
day
a
did it
reminder. It's just a
happen?
reminder. What was it?
What day did it happen? Do you remember?
Oh,
Like,
no.
not the day, like, the weekday. Like, was it a
It was like a
Monday?
Thursday or something.
chances of getting, like, physically harmed in Denver, like, that kinda crime is very low. I don't ever feel unsafe in that way, but, like, you leave shit out, it's gonna get stolen. I feel like that's a petty crime. That is just what
Petty
and that sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. I
I
had a
mean,
bike
Toughen up.
stolen
That
not
was
too
my
long ago,
reminder.
but
Yeah.
the fact that it was an
Yeah.
e-bike too, more expensive,
can you
like,
do insurance on
hurts.
it?
Yeah, I'm all good. It's
Atta girl.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, you
That's
Yeah.
just gotta
awesome.
plan for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people are gonna do what they do, but that's why, they're so in anything, it's like, whenever you see something bad, like an ambulance driving by or something, right? I used to think, "Oh, someone's in trouble, someone's hurting." But now I see it like people are helping. There are people that are helpers, right? So it's like and I think that goes back to oh, man, this could be very wrong, I don't know, don't fact check me, but Mr. Rogers. Do you guys know Mr. Rogers?
Of
Oh,
course.
yeah,
Mr.
I feel like
Rogers'
I'm on
Neighborhood?
Mr.
Yes.
Rogers.
Okay, I'm from Pittsburgh, like, born like yeah,
I went to the
absolutely.
statue.
Nice, okay, yeah, the copper statue, absolutely, it's
Mr.
fantastic.
Rogers
He's just
statue.
sitting
Okay.
there, right? And it's perfect,
In his
right?
sweater. Yeah.
Yeah, he taught people that
Fashion. He taught
you
people
just could
fashion.
be a good person.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And just be a genuine good person. Let me be your neighbor. Because at the end of the day, we are okay, we are all neighbors on this great planet Earth. But it's true if you think about it, right? But anyway, what I was saying with that was it's just principles like that really translate into corporate lifestyle. They should, right? Like be collaborative, not competitive. Right? And so often in the industry, in industries I've found, it's all about competition, whereas in this industry, it's about collaboration, and I have never experienced something as such powerful as that. Like, even just being in the MPI, Meeting Professionals International,
Mhm.
board meeting, and just having these conversations where it's like, "Hey, we're doing an event. Okay, Rochelle's got this. Alright, Eric's got the okay, we're doing that," and just, like, all these like-minded, passionate people just doing what they can to help, and it's fantastic, and just making things better, right?
Mhm.
Because when we come together, we make the world better. Anyway, so let me ask you a question. What's
Shoot.
your favorite flavor? Favorite dang it, let me try that again.
Do it
What's your
again.
favorite flower?
Okay. That's a good
Ooh,
question.
we're gonna go with, like, probably sweet pea. I really like sweet
Mm.
peas.
Sweet pea.
Mhm.
Why?
It's dancey. It's got texture, it's got movement, but it's really delicate. Yeah.
That's beautiful,
Yeah.
actually. That's so cool,
Yeah.
and the reason why I wanted to ask that is because you know flowers,
Yeah.
like, inside and out. You know their qualities, their characteristics, their everything, like, how they like, which flower is, like, your problem child? Like, when someone
I mean,
orders this
all of
flower,
them.
it's like, "Ah, that
All
sucks."
of them. They're all annoying, to an extent. Um, problem child flowers or like dahlias because
Mhm.
they'll just die randomly. Peonies
Dahlias,
too. Yeah, it's
dahlias.
all the expensive stuff that's all gonna just die. But still be
Orchid or
there's some
something pretty.
orchids are expensive, but they're tropical, and tropicals tend to do a lot better if you take care of them right.
So
They'll
if
hold
you
up
take
for
care
you.
of them right, that's
Yeah, yeah,
key.
yeah, you can't get them too cold or anything, but you don't have to, like, baby them and, like, make sure they're drinking water and all this stuff. They'll hold up really well. They ship really well too. A lot of times they'll show up in really good condition. Yeah.
How often are you doing okay, do you do flower arrangements outside of Denver? Or do you kind of try to
Yeah.
keep it
I
inside?
had no, I did a wedding in Alaska over the summer.
Nice.
Mhm.
Wonderful. Where in Alaska?
Fairbanks and on
Fairbanks?
a little, like, private lake. Yeah, it
That's
was
so
That's
it's
cool.
pretty
beautiful.
magical. It was like a fever dream. We were all hanging out. We ended up becoming really close with the bride and groom, but we were all hanging out, and it was, like, midnight, the night of the
Mhm.
wedding. We ended up attending the wedding because they were a acquaintances that became really close friends. You know, we all trauma bonded over doing a wedding in Alaska at Fairbanks.
Of course, absolutely.
Anyway, so it was just like a fever dream. It was midnight and the sun doesn't go down. So
Yep,
we're on a private lake. So they're out water skiing in broad daylight at midnight.
yep.
And you're just sitting there like, I won't ever experience this again in my life. Like it
Alaska's
was really
wild.
cool. And
I
I just did a wedding and the flowers were gorgeous. And Alaska is really known for their peonies. They grow really great
Mhm.
peonies there. And so we had almost 3 or 400 peonies in the wedding. It was really cool. So,
No, that's amazing, and I'll tell you, I've spent a good bit of time in my life in Alaska. I was actually when I was in the military, I was stationed there first.
oh yeah, we
I
saw a lot of the flyovers and stuff. I saw like
yeah,
7 in a row, those like little triangle shaped airplanes.
F-22s?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
landing, 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 and then taking off. They did it's like it was an everyday thing,
Sound of freedom. No,
I
just
guess.
joking. That's literally what you would tell yourself so you didn't, like, hate your life because it's literally on base, you're, like, laying in bed, it's just and just, like, rocking the house and whatever, you're like, "Oh, I love the sound of freedom,"
The
at
cabin
six
that we
o'clock
were
in the
staying in,
morning.
one of the first, like, people to be stationed in Alaska or, like, in that
Oh, wow.
area is, like,
Yeah.
whoever the leader of the troops, whatever captain guy, it was, like, his house that they stayed in
Oh,
or
okay,
that he
so
had and then
commanding
the
officer and
family,
stuff like
but
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
Oh,
cool. I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, like, Alaska, you mentioned it, like, it was, like, midnight and people are water skiing.
Mhm.
Alaska's so cool, but, like, people think, "Oh, it's bright sunlight the entire day," and, like, day and night. It kind of is. Basically, what happens is it turns to more of, like, a twilight,
mm,
right? So, like, it'll be bright and sunny till, like, 11 PM, and then it goes a little twilighty till, like, 2 AM, like, and
Mhm.
then that sun comes right back because it's up in the upper part of the world, and so it's wild. You'll be literally okay, I mean, I was young, and so the night really never ended, you know what I mean? It just kept
Mhm.
going. It's like sun's up, I'm up, you know what I
yeah.
mean? And,
I heard they're the number one seller for blackout curtains. Yeah.
Yeah.
it has to be. That and sad lights, which are, like, basically they're like vitamin lights, and so in the wintertime miserable, right? And so I first of all, I joined the military to get a start, but also to get away from snow. I
And
really
then you
didn't
went
like
to
snow.
Alaska.
And the very first place they sent me, Elmendorf, Alaska.
Very
Fantastic.
Nice.
specific. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in, Pennsylvania, so, like, Pittsburgh, then we're gonna go to Johnstown, then we're going to Wimber. So I break it down like that. So it's in Pennsylvania, right? Where'd you guys grow up?
Ohio.
That's right, you said that. So and I remember
Yes.
saying Ohio because Ohio is the singer's favorite state because it's, you know, it's the I'm serious, that's literally a joke.
It's
For
everyone's favorite state.
okay, well, settle down with that, alright, you know what I mean? And then, Kara, where are you from?
Arkansas.
Arkansas, that's
Mhm.
right, okay.
Yep.
So, what is your favorite thing about Arkansas? Like, as someone who is a native of Arkansas, I have never sat down with someone from Arkansas. So, what do you love about Arkansas?
I feel like it's a really good, like, little hidden gem. It's really natural, very clean, very just
Mm,
lots to do, a lot of hiking, a lot of trees, a lot of water. So it's very beautiful.
is it, like, mountainous at all, or is it
It's
flat,
like
or
you're at whenever you start going north, you're at, like, the beginning of the Ozarks. So it gets
Mm.
you get very big hills.
rolling
So yeah, yeah,
hills?
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Rolling hills are cool,
It's beautiful.
for sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome. No, that's for sure. And then Ohio, favorite thing about Ohio? Everything? You're just gonna say everything about Ohio is fantastic? So just
You
I
know, I
love
do have
Ohio?
some weird pride. It's just Ohio thing. But I would say aviation, birthplace of aviation, first man on the moon,
What?
It's true.
same
I
family,
did not know
Yeah.
that. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Wright
Okay.
absolutely.
brothers, yeah.
Wright brothers were born in Ohio.
Wait, that and
Mhm.
Mhm,
Mhm.
all in Ohio, huh?
mhm.
Wow.
That's
I mean, the
actually
list goes
insane.
on.
I'm
Steve
like, wonder
Harvey's
what
from
that
Ohio.
is. Yeah, if it because it
Wait,
started
you
with the
said
Wright brothers or
who's from?
Steve Harvey.
Oh,
I mean, just like
I love
random
Steve
people.
Harvey. Okay, really? Okay,
Dave
listen,
Chappelle, I mean, I don't know what
bro, I literally thought that's what you said. I was like, wait, I got
I know it's
okay.
random. I can
Dude,
go on
no,
this.
Steve Harvey is
Yeah.
on par with the space landing, I guess. You know,
Yes, yes.
that mustache
Yes.
Right,
alone, we
the
can.
mustache don't
It's
even
It's
like
out of this world.
innovation, creativity, stuff like
Yeah,
that. Like a lot of
Dayton
cool
had the
people come
most
out of there.
patents,
That's insane.
Yeah.
innovation town, yeah.
I'll tell you, one of my favorite things to do is you hear that sound free. No, just kidding. But anyway, one of my favorite things when I would go to the Outer Banks with my family is going to the Wright Brothers Museum, right? It's fascinating what they did, and they would travel from Ohio, like you said, and because it was the only place that they like the wind was right, and they had enough room to fly, and they built their own hut, right? Like, and they would
Mhm.
like literally travel back and forth, and it took them years, like years and years and years of just traveling back and forth, trying different things, spending money, trying it not working. They could have stopped so many times, but all it took was just one time and that
Yeah.
was it, right? And that's what's so cool, right? Um, in similarity to that, are you guys familiar with WD-40
Yes.
and how okay, right? Okay.
Wasn't it an accident?
Actually,
No?
so it may have been, but what I was going for was walking into the WD-40 building. There are exactly 40 steps, and on each step is the recipe that
Huh.
didn't work.
Oh, because
And
it's
so
number
as you're walking
40.
to work, you're walking
Mhm.
past all
Oh,
the steps that did, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And so it really goes back to, you know, in order to move forward, we need to fully understand where we were before and then choose the best way forward. And that's what's so cool about that aspect of it, right? Because it's just oil, right? And it's something so simple, right? Another example that comes to mind was I was watching TV, and there was an ad for flour. But it was a fantastic ad, and their slogan was "Keep Rising," and it was about, you know, the best chapters start with a blank page. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
just because that's what flour is. It is just flour. But man, did I wanna buy some because I was like, "I wanna bake something or whatever," but, like, that's literally how things can be sometimes, right? So, speaking about that, this past year has been a insane and crazy whirlwind,
Mhm.
right, with events and stuff like that. Do you have a story from an event this year that resonates with you? And if so, what is it? I'd like to know. And why does it resonate with you? And either one of you can start.
What event has resonated with me this
Or
year?
a
Or a
moment
story.
or an event or anything, yeah, that's resonated with you.
Hmm. It's bad I have to think about it so hard. I feel like it's partially because there's been so many things that have happened this
Yeah.
year, and
Absolutely.
travel has been crazy, and things have been just nonstop. Um, I would say ASAE stood out for me. That's, oh, acronyms. Let's see. Association,
ASA?
American Association of Event.
America.
ASAE. Because I
You're
feel like
looking at me and
yeah, I know.
hey, come on now.
You're
Hey, can
asking
we,
too
in
fast.
the comments,
It's an
if you
association for executive,
ASA, if you guys can, look that
A
up,
ASA.
hey, we have an incredible okay, while we're looking this up, let me give a quick shout out to our incredible tech team here. All Digital, has an incredible team of passionate and like-minded creators, and our team here at, doing this podcast is no different. We have Matt overseeing it all, direction. We have Devin Shear, our fearless leader, and Grand Poobah of All Digital, as well as the producer for this podcast this evening. And last but certainly not least, he heard me stumble over my words clearer than anyone else in the room. Vinny, he's managing the audio. So thank you guys so much. We couldn't do this without you guys, and I appreciate and I'm grateful for each and every single one of you. So, ASA, did we
Okay.
figure out what it was, Devin?
ASAE.
AS
American Society uh,
American
of
Annual meeting. There we go.
ASAE.
American
Certified
Society.
as
Dude, they keep doing the acronym.
Okay. Why is my brain broken right
It's
now?
not
What does
This
it
broken.
do? What do they do?
Yeah, absolutely.
Association executives, thank
There
you.
you go.
I couldn't
Perfect.
find the
Okay.
word.
We got
So
you.
American
what
Society
about
of
that?
Association Executives. Clarify.
Wonderful. All right.
Okay.
So
Sounds expensive.
it sounds insane. So what
Well, they
about
say there's an
that
association
resonated
for
with you?
everything, so there's an association for associations. Yes, thank you, Eric.
Hey,
You know
appreciate you,
what?
buddy. American
Um,
Society of Association Executives. Perfect.
the sweat is real.
Eric,
But,
Honestly, I'm surprised. I'm freezing, so it's okay.
it's so cold over
and
here.
it's like
My
that
nose is
weird,
starting to
hot,
run.
clammy sweat where you're, like, shivering and sweating at
Yeah,
the same time.
yeah.
Do you want a coat or anything? Are you okay?
Um, maybe I'll grab it.
Okay. All right. Hey,
I'll
can
grab
we
it.
get her?
I
Okay,
mean, I can
sweet.
just grab it.
It's all good. You're good.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah. It's
sweet,
just really
wonderful. It's
cold.
all good.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's perfect. I'm at that freezing point now. I'll just have a nice defrost. We'll be great. So
Oh, we got a question on the screen.
we got a
Go to
question
that.
on the screen. All right. Next question for Viveca, and this is brought to us from Eric Holmes. He works at the Jacquard, and he's
Grab
an
my coat while y'all
incredible person. I love him dearly. He's on the MPI board, Kara. He works with us. Okay. Oh,
Who
wonderful.
doesn't know Eric?
Hey, that is a fair point. Who doesn't know question? He is. All right, next question. What do you think the best practice is to get multiple properties to work together? And how do you deal with judging the needs of the client alongside the needs of your Visit Denver partners?
Okay, thank you for the question, Eric. If I'm understanding, you're saying how do we get people to play well in the sand if
From multiple locations. I
for
think
multiple
that from
locations?
multiple properties. That's the differential right there. Multiple properties to work together. And
Gotcha.
how do you deal with judging the needs of that and the needs of your clients?
Yeah, I think
Okay, he said juggling the
j-
needs of your clients. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate it.
I love the question. I think that is a multiple prong answer, honestly. And most of it goes to the credit of Visit Denver and Richard, like as a CEO and as somebody who sets the tone and builds that community long before I got to Visit Denver. And I would say it's a special sauce about Colorado that we kind of have an egoless mindset as a whole. I think it's not
We
like
do.
New York, like, dog eat dog world. It's just kind of like there's enough pie to go around.
Why do you feel Denver is so different? Because I completely agree with you. Denver is the place where people collaborate. They're not very competitive. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, how can I help you? Not how can I take advantage of you? You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
use you for my personal gain.
I think just to that, it's like people kind of have that mentality that there's enough to go around, that
Mm,
together, collectively, we're gonna win. We're in the middle of nowhere, so it's like you kind of have to like
it's true.
play together. Because on the East Coast, I feel like you have more cities that compete with one another because everything's so close. But we're the biggest city in 500 miles,
True.
so
Hmm,
it's
yeah.
that combination, I think, of location and history and just dedication to the industry. And you talked about MPI for so many times now, but
Meeting
it's like
professionals international.
just seeing like, industry organizations like that or MIC that
Yeah.
stand up for each other and that's like cross collaborative. We can't do it alone. So balancing to Eric's question about priorities is that we all have a common goal. So it's not hard to reach a agreement.
No, I love that. It's for mutual interests,
Yeah.
and at the heart of it is just people doing what they love to do and
Yeah.
working alongside of like-minded individuals. Did you have anything you want to add to that,
I mean,
Karen?
I just think that in the industry, the competitiveness, it can be healthy, but it can very quickly get unhealthy. But I think two things is Denver, something I've noticed, it's very innovative. A lot of people are starting their own business.
Mhm.
They're creative in some way, even if they're doing one job that might be more corporate. It's like that a lot of times they're doing something creative on the side. And I think that people have just put themselves in this position where they get it, that it's hard. And also just as a business owner or somebody that's been in the industry long enough, every single person that wants a photographer, if everybody in Denver came to you and wanted you to be their photographer, you wouldn't be able to do it all, right? And I
Exactly.
think just
Yeah.
understanding that and knowing also that you don't want every single person that wants a photographer. I want certain clients, and I think figuring out what your niche things are and what you have to offer and bring to
Mhm.
the table, aligning yourself with your ideal clients, it opens up doors and leaves rooms for you to be like, make these connections with other people that do exactly what you do, other florists, other venues, other photographers, and being like, you know what, I might either be booked up or just might not be the right fit for you. But hey, here are three other people that I think are incredible that I
Mhm.
work really well
Yeah,
with that,
absolutely.
you can throw them a bone. And I just think understanding that and that you guys can benefit each other in those ways is really powerful. But I feel like there is a unique environment in Colorado, Denver specifically. And I don't know if it is because everybody's creative and everybody is doing something on their own, or they just it's just something that's understood a lot more than you see in other places.
No, and you know what? I completely agree with that, and when it comes to attributes like that, it made me, think of, my buddy. He's in Japan, right? And I'd like to get your thoughts on this, right? My buddy's in Japan, and he said he wants to raise his children there, in Japan because he says
Beautiful place.
it
Mhm.
is a beautiful place, but he said their school systems, he loves the message they're teaching them. The nail that sticks out gets the hammer, right? And I personally disagree with that because I think you should stick out as much as possible, right? Like creativity, within bounds of social expectations and, whatever,
Mm.
right? Like essentially just creativity comes back to that, right? And so that's why working in Denver, you said people are innovative and creative and like-minded and stuff. And it's absolutely true. And it's so cool talking to people here in Denver because everyone is kind of on the same wavelength in the sense of, hey, like you said, we're in the middle of nowhere, but dude, we're on the top of the world. It's
Literally,
fantastic
yeah,
here.
We
We
stay
literally are.
I I mean, to that though, I feel like even just not even like trying to stick out, but I think the one thing that will make you stand out to certain people and the people that are your crowd and your people is just being true to yourself and not being afraid
Mhm.
of doing the things that you love or having, your niche things because I feel like it might make you feel like you might stick out, but really it's just or it might lead to that, but I think just being true to yourself will just make you stand out in ways with the right people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very, very insightful thought for sure. And I did actually notice we got another question here from the live chat. Thank you so much, everyone who's in the chat. Love to have you with us here this evening. This one's from Jeanette Stensgaard. Love you to death. She's also a member of the MPI board, Meeting Professionals International. And let me see the question. As we look ahead to 2026, what shifts are we seeing in how clients define a meaningful experience?
Mm.
And so I'll open this one up to Kara, here,
All right.
but also if you have thoughts as well, we could also come here.
Yeah. Uh, so I think that what this is asking, and I guess it's going to be like as far as because from my standpoint, it's like with an event, a meaningful
Yeah, a meaningful
experience.
experience within the event. So, like, let's
Yeah.
say, for example, you come to an event, it made a lasting impression,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and I think that a lot of people, like, try to do the next big thing or what's on trend, but again, one thing I've been seeing that, like, makes a wedding so successful and feel so special is really trying to figure out what makes it yours,
Mm.
what makes it
Are you talking about the bride and groom, what makes the
bride and
wedding
groom, if it's
theirs?
yeah, the
Or, like, the
wedding theirs, it's like
got
whoever's
it,
putting on the
got
event.
it.
If
Yeah,
it's an
yeah.
event for, a certain venue, if it's an event for a certain, like, company, it's like, what makes it yours? Don't just do all the trendy things that have no emotion behind them. Like, what are the things that you can do that
Absolutely.
really just, like, make people think about you, that talks to your personality? And it might be something that's, a little weird or quirky or fun, but I think that those are the things that really make it special and make people feel like they're getting to know the the people, the couple, or they're getting to know the company.
I couldn't agree more with you, and it makes me think back to, like, weddings and stuff that I've seen where, like, people name the drinks after their dogs, and, one of the coolest things I saw at this last wedding, I've never seen this before. They asked all their guests who are married to give them a wedding photo,
Mm.
and they had them in chronological order as you
Mhm.
walked into the venue, and it said, "Thanks for showing us the way."
Oh, that is super cute.
It was so
Yeah.
cool, and it's an incredible way to include your guests.
Yeah.
You're not just here
Yeah,
to eat food.
yeah.
You are here because we have chosen you to be here.
Oh.
What?
I
Cake.
said I'm here for the
The
cake.
cake.
Listen, the
Oh,
cake.
another way that I've seen a couple do that is they actually went and thrifted books, and then they wrote a note to each guest or couple, and were like, "I think that you would really enjoy this book,"
Oh,
and
that's
they
cool.
really made it super personalized. Yeah, it was a very small, more intimate event, like 40 people, but I just thought that that was really special. It's like they're directly connecting with each of their guests. They're not inviting 300 people and
You know what? I guarantee you that event had more love than those extravagant weddings that are like, "Oh, we have 1,000 people and we're spending
yeah.
$120,000."
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. At the end of the day, the only thing that's gonna last 5, 10, 15, 20 years later are the photos and the video.
And hopefully the marriage.
Hey. Alright, so, Viveca McDonald is also a part-time comedian. That was absolutely hopefully the marriage.
I do tell people, I'm like, if even if, like, you can't have flowers everywhere or the decor sucks or the venue's not, your first pick, you can't have all this extra stuff that you wanted. If you hire a good photographer, they're gonna make what you do have look incredible. It's
Yeah,
gonna look
that's
like
true.
you had the coolest party. So I am always like photographer first, and I'm like flowers second. Like we'll do the rest, but also like get your photographer, vibe with them. You're gonna spend the whole day with them. If they're in a bad
That's a
mood, you're
very
in a bad
important thing.
mood.
You need
Yeah,
to be able to vibe with your photographer, and
yeah.
that's one thing too. It's like, whenever I'm talking about all digital, whatever, 2 people, essentially kind of telling, like, how incredible we are, which we are. But anyway, it just comes back to I don't care, like, when I'm looking at team members and, like, we're looking at people to bring on and stuff like that, I don't care how good you are in front of the camera. I don't. I care about how you are with the people in front of the camera, because at the end of the day, that's what matters. They they're gonna look at your photos and be like, "Oh, that was yeah, they're great photos, but I'll never work with them again."
I mean, that goes back to your question about relationship versus service
It does, yeah,
because it's
absolutely.
a behind or in front of the camera that you care
Mhm.
about.
Mm.
Absolutely, and so that question about meaningful experiences within events.
I think in my role, it's a lot different because I'm in the sourcing phase of it. So it's about communication, it's about transparency, it's about partnership. You're gonna okay, just okay, cool. It's it's being lazy. Okay.
Put it to your yeah,
Hi,
yeah.
I'm back. Can you hear me? Good. Okay. Crank that. Okay. In my
Crank that.
in my position, it's more about the time of communication, a full breadth of information. Can we picture it here? So I kind of get to be the big picture, and then the nuances will fall into place later.
Makes sense. So, do you think okay, let me ask you a question. When it comes to conceptualization of an event,
Mhm.
do you feel it's more important to have the big picture, or do you think it's more important to know intricate details?
In my relationship time, it's a snapshot and moment. So I need to understand the big picture. I need to understand your end goal. You know the nuances. You're the expert in that. So you can worry about that. But for me, I'm trying to help you envision your vision here.
You're gonna give them a North Star. This is
Yes.
what you're gonna follow. This is the plan kinda thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's I say more the backdrop. Like if you know you're gonna need to meet. You know you need 4 meeting rooms, but what are the things around it? What are the environment? What is the feel? What is the service that's gonna be as
What's
a
the goal?
Got
yeah,
it. Got
Yeah.
it. Got it. And
yeah,
so, are you talking about when you're having conversations with your clients or with suppliers?
clients.
Clients, right? So big picture. It's like, okay, so you wanna have like, can you give us, like, an example? Let's say, for example, someone from DC calls.
Okay.
Boom. How does that work? Like, walk us through from, like, an affiliation or affiliate from, DC calling
Okay.
and be like, "Hey, we wanna have a conference here," right? And then I'm also gonna ask you from conceptualization of flower pieces as well.
Mhm.
So start thinking. Um,
So say you're the association for podcasts and you call and you say, "Hey, this is our annual conference. This is how many sleeping rooms we need. This is much meeting space we need. You know, these are my offsite venues. Can it work here?" And
mhm.
I kind of provide this overall vision of, yes, it can work here because of these things, and this is what aligns with our Denver brand that would support the vision of your program.
Interesting,
Yeah,
and
like
so you
we're the
kinda
headquarter of podcasts, or we have the most podcasts per capita, or,
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
that may be, personalizing that. interaction.
So you need, like, how many people, how long you gonna be
Yeah, just
here,
the request and proposal
transportations,
process. Yeah.
and then you break that down into, okay, like, who are the vendors we're gonna use to bring this in, or
Not necessarily, I don't go into that depth
oh, you don't
sometimes.
go to that
No,
depth, you have people who do that.
You do very scratch the surface, like
yeah, so we're the sales and someone services. So,
mhm.
Interesting.
um,
Cool.
that's where all the vendors and partners come into it, and the hotels and florists and everything in the city. So our job is just to get it to the city and help you figure out what your options are.
That sparked a good, a question. In your opinion, what is the key to a good proposal?
I would say being thorough,
There
answering the questions, providing a clear response, like, reading it and providing a clear response of like, okay, these are the things that you're asking of, and this is how we can support you in that.
mm.
And sometimes, that cherry on top or more creative ideas, or have you also thought about is, value add per se.
So it's
But
not necessarily about, like, the actual presentation itself, it's about
no,
the
because it's
content.
pretty straightforward on my end. The proposals are coming from the hotels and the venues. So they are doing more of the detailing of the space and the pricing and
Oh,
everything. I'm the
interesting.
connector. I bring you to the
Got it.
right people.
Okay, you're
Yeah.
the network. Like you said, creating connectedness.
Yes.
That's so
Yeah.
cool that,
Yeah.
like, that aligns with what you're passionate in.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's meant to be.
For sure. No, you are definitely doing what you're supposed to be doing. That's fantastic. Alright, now let me ask you a question. Bride and groom come to you, or
Mhm.
not even bride and groom, let's just say a client comes to you,
Yeah,
right? Ho I have never built a flower arrangement. I wouldn't even know the first thing to say.
yeah,
Like, I'm sure you have a lot of people who come in like that, and they really don't know anything about
yeah,
flowers other than they grew one once when they were a kid. So how do you get them to not only visualize what you're doing,
yeah,
right? Because also there's labor, there's time, there's costs. The flowers are expensive, right? Like literally
yeah.
buying a bouquet of flowers is stupid expensive, which it's worth it though, when you're buying for the right people.
Okay.
But anyway, how do you get them to see that concept and then not only believe in you enough to do it, but also to justify the cost? Like, you know what I mean? There's so many layers to it. I'm just so genuinely curious.
So, I think that that's kind of, whenever people come to us, there's this fun little, like, you gotta figure out where they are. Say they're doing a wedding or an event of any sort, like, where they are in the planning process. Have they even thought about flowers? How excited are they out about flowers? You also just one thing I like to ask them is, like, what is how do you want your guests to feel? Like, what is the experience that you want them to have? And, like, what's more important? Like, is budget important and then just kind of doing exactly what you guys want? Or is it, like, the guest experience? Like, is it relaxed? Is it elevated? Like, because I think that sets the tone for the conversation, and it's like, if you want an elevated event, but your budget isn't elevated, then we're gonna have to really figure out, like, okay, what is important, and we're meeting in the middle. It's like, or do you want them to feel this, and then and you're willing to kinda meet me where that is. So and a lot of people don't realize what flowers cost, so then there's another conversation of, like,
Exactly.
well, because sometimes I'll get, people that I talk to that are saying, "Oh, maybe we just want greenery on the tables and then just candles here," and then they're being very specific about these things, and they start using these words simple, minimal, and I'm like, is it for budget reasons that you wanna do these things? "Oh, yeah, I just heard that this is less expensive." And I was like, "Okay, well, let's just throw all of that out the window. Tell me what you want, what you like, and let me tell you what we can do for your budget instead of deciding, because I don't want you to say that you are gonna have greenery on your table because you think that's all that you can afford. Because a lot of times, it's just as expensive as,
Mm,
like, a nice little flower arrangement." I'm like, "So show me what you want it to feel like. Show me what you want it to look like, and let me do the hard part. Let me figure out what we can do for your budget, and as long as your budget aligns with your expectations and it aligns with what I know I can do for you, then we can always work together." So I think that it's just getting through that weird part of understanding where the client is, their understanding of the floral process and what it really takes to get everything, and then what they've also been told and what they
mm.
think that might be the case. So it's kind of just like a very, like, educational thing is typically what our first, like,
Your first call is
consultation.
like,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
very, and then that allows them, when I do send, like, a proposal over, it allows them to make an educated decision, though
I
and
like
feel
that.
really good about what they're deciding to move forward with or what they're cutting away from it. Like what is really important to them. Oh, I guess we just don't need this because you know what? That's not really something that we're going to focus on at all. So maybe we don't need that at all. Let's focus on the more impactful moments. Like
Mhm.
what's important. I really want great shots of the ceremony. Okay, let's put the budget there. Okay, and then I also want like really cool like centerpieces for people to talk about. And I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, why don't we do really cool aisle markers and then those get flipped and turned into centerpieces.
Mm.
It's like,
That's a great
but
idea.
then we're stretching the budget. So maybe they didn't think they had the budget to be able to do both. But I'm like, well, you actually do. We just have to be creative with it. And so don't decide for yourself what can and can't happen. It's kind of like you hire the professionals, let them do their job.
No, and I think that's honestly fascinating
But you got to get them
because
to trust you.
I
So,
loved your approach to let's not talk money, let's talk experience. And from there,
mhm,
we'll move into that because at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do,
yeah.
right? And I know we have some questions here, so let me read a question. So there's 2. Um, as oh, okay, actually, this one is from Ashley. It says, "What's the most meaningful client feedback you have ever received? How did it change your approach to your work?" It's my girlfriend.
Thanks for the question,
Confusing.
Ashley.
Alright,
Do you
so
wanna
thank you so much for the question. That's fantastic. So what's the most meaningful client feedback you've ever received? How did it change your approach to your work? It's a fantastic question.
I always go blank. I cannot think one compliment that I've gotten from a client right now. Not one.
Not a single compliment.
No,
Okay.
it's
No, it's
terrible.
okay. No, no.
Yes.
Listen, there's some in there, I guarantee it. Do you have any
I
on the
think
top?
for me, there's been times where it's like somebody's like, "I had no idea what to expect. This is amazing." Like, and I have a lot of client relationships where they trust me and they're like, "Here, do whatever you want. Like, here's my budget. You know what I like," kind of thing. And then they're always just blown away. But then it's the first time working with a client is like how to get them to that point and how to get them to trust me. And I think that it's always great whenever I do the work because I
And
always
they
know it's
get
going to
through.
be good,
Yeah.
but they don't know that.
Yeah.
And so I think for me, it was just to pull back and know that like people don't just know everything. They don't know who I am. They don't know everything about me. They don't know that I'm going to do an incredible job. Like I have to make them feel comfortable and trust me ahead of time so that they can relax so that I can have the ability to do my job without them having because it's like people get very controlling and like kind of iron like they'll like clamp down on you and you're like if you could just relax let me do
Yeah,
this I promise you'll be
absolutely.
happy so I think that just getting through that point, so I've learned a lot there, but then also, like, some other, like, great feedback is always seeing them experience the space, and then, like,
Yeah.
I had this recent one I did at, Botanic Gardens, I got to see the the couple experience the space for the first time, and they both cried, and it was really cool. That was
Especially at
just
the
like
gardens, it's just
oh,
so
it was
beautiful.
beautiful, but what we did was just over the top, and it was really wonderful. It was just like a big, huge, like big win. I guess that's a good win
Mm,
for
good callback,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that was but, like, they both cried, and it was just a really good feeling to just be like, "We fucking did that.
Yeah, you
We
did.
did that."
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did.
So,
And that's awesome. And that's one of those nights you earned your sleep. That's literally what I'll say. Sometimes it's like, "Alright, I earned my sleep today."
yeah.
And that helps me
Right.
every day, right?
Yes.
And that's what I'm saying, like, and that helps me also understand and be patient with myself. It's like, "You know what? I have so much to do all the time. But
Mhm.
today, I did as much as I could, and I did it my best, and I've
Ooh,
earned my
that's
sleep
easier said
today."
than done.
Oh,
Yes.
no,
Oh my
absolutely
god.
it is. It
Yes.
absolutely is. Once you do say it, it's easier to say, like, as the more you say it, right? And so, some meaningful client feedback, if you're still thinking,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
nothing. It's just like I even did my review this year, I mean, and for the year, and I
yeah.
cut and paste some quotes, and I can't think of not one. It's
Alright,
like,
I have some for you. You're the best MPI president I've ever had.
"Oh, thank you."
Oh, there you go.
In his 5-minute career.
Hey,
Yes,
listen, it
thank
counts
you.
though.
I take it, I'll take it.
No, but truthfully, I mean what I said before though.
Okay.
So meaningful client feedback, I would say, I mean, honestly, the best feedback isn't words. It's, emotions, it's reactions, it's feelings, right? And when you see that, like, for example, one of my favorite things to do, right, when I'm on a shoot, like, as soon as I can, when I get a good shot, I will show it to them immediately
Mhm.
because they now understand, "Okay, this guy's" and sometimes you don't even have to show them, right? Because sometimes I'm shooting, I have a massive field monitor, and there's been times where I'm shooting in the bridal suite or something, and all the bridesmaids are, like, following the camera, you know what I mean? And so but here's the best part, I love that. I love that because then they start having ideas, and then it becomes
It's
collaboration.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it becomes
That's the
collaborative.
trust. That's whenever
That's
it
the
starts to
trust,
happen, they start to get
absolutely.
excited with you and start to trust that you're gonna do a good job, and they're more willing to, like, relax and just enjoy and let you do your job. For sure.
No, and, and you're absolutely right, and, I we have some questions flying in here, so let's see some of these here. Okay, so Jeanette once again asks a question here. As budget expectations and technologies continue to evolve, how do you both prepare for clients who expect events to feel both elevated and effortless?
Great question, Jeanette. I think to Car's point, like, tell me what your expectations are and tell me what your budget is,
Mm,
and then we'll try to deliver within that metric.
mm,
Because we always want more, more, more. I want the labels and
Mhm.
name brand, but I'm at the Goodwill, it's okay. Just get a little good steamer. And so
Goodwill's
I
fantastic around there's some hidden gems in Goodwill, absolutely, get the steamer
thrifting as a whole, yeah.
thrifting is fantastic.
But it's kind of finding that balance. It's like, what are your expectations? And this is what we can do within our hard costs, and this is what we can do to go above and beyond. That is
Mm.
maybe not within the budget, but that can make something special.
No, absolutely, and,
Yeah.
do you have any thoughts on that
I
as
mean,
well?
yeah, kind of what she was saying is like we can do all this, all the bells and whistles, but if we can just focus in on what's important and really just make sure that those moments are intentional and then what we are providing is high quality and really like hits on the nose for what you're wanting to deliver,
Yeah,
then I think that that immediately just elevates the event all on its own.
yeah,
And I feel like a lot of stuff you can bring in all the newest technology, you can bring in all the newest like gadgets and gizmos, and you can just have, like, all these things going on in an event, but it can still feel very just, like, bland and just,
shallow,
like, not
yeah.
it's like you're just going from one thing to the next. There's
Mhm,
nothing personal. There's nothing, like, that's truly, like, about the event and about the people,
mhm,
and it's just everything's over the top, so there's no moments of, like, pause. It's like if everything's at the same level, it's like, when do you actually get to relax and enjoy that thing? So I do think that there can also be, a lot said for, like, less is more, but you can make it intentional. It's not
mhm,
just you being cheap or you
mhm,
being on a budget. It's just, like, how you think about that budget and how you
mhm,
use it and make the most of it, and I don't think that it has to feel like you're designing something on a budget. It can feel intentional. It can be like,
mhm.
"Oh, they didn't wanna do all this extra stuff because they didn't need it. We don't need all that." Like,
Yeah,
just focus.
yeah, and I completely agree with that, and, honestly, some of the most extravagant events feel hollow because there's so many
They can.
people and
Yeah,
there's so much happening that you can't actually have genuine connections,
right.
right? Tell you, this last event that I was at, we did it at Chicken and Pickle, and playing, like, just I wasn't gonna do it because I was gonna go to Red Rocks and stuff, but I'm glad I did. Um, it's, Rochelle, she's on the board, she loves hi, Rochelle, love you to death. I have a gift for you, by the way. Anyway, um, she loves pickleball, I mean, to the point where I should have known when I saw her water bottle, and it said, "I heart" and it had a pickle and a ball. Right? And I was like, "Oh boy." Right, so we get to this place, and she walks in with these bags and her paddles,
Mhm.
and she's like, "Where's the changing room?" Right? So she goes and changes, comes back, and she's ready to play, and you can tell, right? She's been wanting to do this all day, and someone agrees who was it? I forget her name. Oh, she's so nice too, I'm so sorry. Um, and then the other one, Vivian, who I just talked to, right? She's like, "I'll play." You know what? I was like, "I'll do it too."
Mhm.
And I had more fun and connection with those people,
Mhm.
right,
Yeah.
than I did at an entire event at, the Denver Art Museum or something, because there were so many people, right? And it's not about the extravagance. It's about, like you said, the connectedness, right? And so that's also something we can talk about when it comes to events, right? Like, we want it big, extravagant, over the top.
But I think, yeah, it's like, what do you want at the end of it? Is it just for people to connect, or is it to
Mhm.
How do you, in your opinion, the both of you guys, I really want to hear your insight on this. How do you create an event where people will genuinely connect and not aren't just there to get free food and to, you know what I mean, like clock in for work, be there for time, and then just leave?
I'm gonna let you go if you've got something, because I could talk for hours on this.
No, now I'm curious to hear all your ideas.
Okay.
I would say
That's wonderful, by the
intentionality
way.
about
Mhm.
just event design in general. Like, we don't just wake up one day and say, "Oh, let's throw a party tomorrow and call everyone over."
Mhm.
It's months leading up to it.
It's
It's
true.
reasons behind it. It ties back to a mission. There's always these reasons that are very clear and direct. And if we continue to make that top of mind in everything that we do, then it will come out naturally.
Mm,
Um, we talk about, leading by example. Like, are we creating the sitting area that is just 2 on 2? Or is that our intention? Or are
that's a
we
good
creating
point.
spaces,
Uh,
physical spaces
Mhm.
to
yeah,
make people naturally interact? So just all those different levels and nuances are back to your intentionality about event design.
it's actually very intriguing too, because it is a science.
It is.
It's absolutely a science because you're putting people in a space, and
It's
you're
like reality
hoping
TV.
it is, but no,
You're
you're essentially
producing.
you're producing moments in time for them, like, in this event. Okay, like, for example, like, you walk in, and what are you seeing? Okay, what are you feeling? What, and then from there, what do we transition to, right? It's there's so much intention behind event production that I never saw before, and I
Mhm.
appreciate the crap out of it.
Yep.
We can nerd out about
That's
events.
No, I
I
know,
I
mean,
it's
love
that's
it. Yeah.
fantastic, and so I'd like to
overarching
bring
is
it over
that
here.
main question should always be, what is our end goal? What is that feeling we
Mhm,
want? What do we
it's true.
want people to be saying when they walk out of here at the end of the night?
Mhm.
And, this goes to my education in architecture, because whenever you go to a place like the Denver Art Museum or
Yeah.
other places, by how narrow a space is, you can control how fast people walk through the space. A more narrow hallway, people are going to walk quicker through. But then whenever it opens up, people start to slow down. Next time you're in a space, you see it, but you can control the movement and the pace of which people move through your event. So if it's all big, exciting, flashy, people are going to move real fast through your event. They're going to get to the end and be like, okay, that was, guess I'm done. What you have to leave room for, though, is those moments of pause and those moments of connection. You've gotta leave it in the room with, like, lounges and just different areas of, like, activities, but you also have to think of sound. Like,
Yeah,
you've gotta
you
leave
definitely
where
have to
they've
think
gotta be
about
able to
that.
hear each other if you want them to connect in those moments. You've gotta leave areas for people to sit,
It
areas for
still
people
has
to
to have
enjoy.
ambiance though, so,
Yeah.
like, you can't just have a quiet space, like, you have to have lighting
So
and
you have to
sounds and
so it all
that's
plays in
so
together.
interesting.
So also it's like you want people to stop and read this thing about this infographic or like a seating chart. You don't wanna put it right by the entrance where everybody's flowing in, because then you're gonna create a jam. So it's like something
Or
as
it's dark
simple
and
as
you can't
that.
even read
It's
it.
true,
Yeah.
Exactly,
it's
or
true.
nobody's gonna read it because they're gonna be like, "Oh, I'm gonna get out of the way because I'm gonna, clog this up."
Yeah, people get anxious about it.
But you
They're
can
like,
also
"Oh, I've
put,
been sitting
like,
here too long."
the bar at the other end of the room. Maybe you encourage people to walk through in a way that they maybe wouldn't, but then it's just you have to really, like, create those moments in those spaces, and you can study about it. You can figure out, like, what really works, but it's if you want there to be an exciting moment, you also have to have some, like, quiet moments and, like, give people a break
Yeah,
and a pause
absolutely, it has to be
and
like a
ebb and
wave,
flow.
like, honestly, ebb
It's a
and flow.
journey. Yeah.
Yeah,
It is a journey,
and you
right?
can
Because if
control
it's
that.
so big over the top,
Mhm,
like, okay, like, for example, like, I absolutely love the Denver Art Museum, it's a fantastic place, I do need to go
mhm,
sometime when it's not just an event. It was
It's a beautiful
It was an
place.
incredible event, right? It was the most over the top event I've ever been to
mhm,
so far. Started outside and they had, like, sections, and then there was, like, an activity that you were doing the entire time, so you were
mhm.
tracking something the entire time, and so you were like, "Ooh, what's coming up next?" You know what I mean? So you had, like, hints and stuff, and so it was really interesting. When you get to the end, it was like a big dance party. Cool. I thought that was a really effective way to do the event,
And
right?
there was
Because
time to do
there
the
was time,
activity. Yeah.
exactly, there was time to do things, there was time to do stuff, and it wasn't rushed, right? And so, we all do these events, and I know, speaking from from example, like, whenever I'm done with an event, um, I part of it, I just listen to music when I'm driving home and just put on my favorite songs and just kind of decompress. So what are some of the ways that you guys decompress? And shout out Eric for this question, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
What are some of the ways you guys decompress after big events like that?
I think being in the event industry, I decided I'm officially an extrovert, and I'm like, "What? I was such a thrilling event, and I did this, and this happened, and this, and this." And so usually I call my sister and just download or I journal about it or something. But it's
It's
just
so
like it
cool
depending
though.
on the event. And then for 2 days I just sleep, like just then I'm like, okay,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So it's like that final peak, and then yeah.
Yeah.
So sleep for
So
sure.
that's so cool that you call your sister. I love that.
Yes.
No, seriously. That's so important. I think so often people don't appreciate their siblings the way they should because they are your friends for life, like through blood. Like work through your stuff because well, like that's it. And so been there. And so what's your sister's name?
Ashley, actually, yeah.
Hi,
Hi,
Yeah.
Ashley.
Ashley.
I mean, I have a lot of siblings, so I
Yeah.
shout out to all of y'all.
Shout out to
Yes.
all of my siblings. Shout out to your siblings. Shout out my
No, I
siblings.
don't wanna shout out to my siblings.
Uh-oh.
Kidding. I
Okay.
love
Talk
my si
about it.
I'm kidding, I
No,
love my
absolutely.
siblings.
No, the
They
moment you
just
said
expect
that,
that from me.
yeah, the moment you said that, I was like, "Oh, you guys are very strong. Like, you guys have an
I
incredible
love my siblings,
relationship."
and none of them get a shout out.
So, does your sister, like does she, like, know the event industry at all, or does she kinda just
No,
let you
she's an
vent?
athletic trainer, so she'll call me about a dislocated collarbone or something, and I'm just great, great, great. But it's fun to talk to somebody who's not in the industry and just like again
Yeah.
share that
Oh,
passion.
but she's always so impressed. She's probably like, "Oh my god, you did what? Who were you talking to?
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
And all this happened in one night?" Like, I bet
Yeah.
yeah.
But you know what's so interesting, though? You talking about the challenges you face in the event industry. She's like, "Oh, I could never do that." But her talking about, "Oh, this athlete broke their heel and I had to, like, splint and do all this stuff."
e-
Uh-uh. Mm-mm.
exactly,
So that's what's
exactly.
so cool about
Yes,
people, though.
and so that's what we talk about, just like being on stage.
Yeah,
Like everyone has a stage, and it looks different.
absolutely.
Mhm.
But
Everyone has their
it's
own stage.
yeah.
And just do what you love to do and take care of
Yeah.
people if you can, like, and at the end of the day. And so how do you decompress?
I'm completely the opposite. I am very much introverted. I have to really push myself to go talk to people and meet new people. If I already know
Interesting.
you, we're best friends, like Eric, for example. I love it when he's at a party because I'm like, "Oh, thank God I know somebody." And he'll introduce me to people and he'll push me to, like,
Yeah,
meet people because he'll that's
The extroverts in
everybody
the
we
room,
all need
that's
an Eric.
that's
We
what
need
we
a
yeah,
do, though.
connector. We all
it's
need a connector. Like,
yes,
yes,
yeah.
absolutely. And I'm because I'm just not that. And if I already know people, I always like to try to introduce people because I know that it's hard for me. But also my decompress is I don't want to talk to anybody. I like to sometimes go to like a nice restaurant like by myself.
Good for
Yeah,
you.
and I'll go have like a glass of wine. A lot of times I'm craving like steak. Like I'm
Yeah,
like I need protein, so I'll go get a steak and
yeah,
I'll treat myself to a nice dinner. I'll do the whole thing. I'll get like an appetizer, I'll get a full meal, I'll get a dessert, and I will
I love
probably
that.
eat every single bite
proud of
because
you.
I
That's
haven't eaten anything.
fantastic.
I'll drink wine and then I'll go home and throughout it, but it's like I just don't want to talk to anybody. I don't even really want to like I'll even avoid sitting at the bar because I'm like I don't want the bartender to be talkative. I don't want anybody to talk to me.
They point at the menu.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I'm like no thank you.
Whenever I go to restaurants and I don't know what to order, it's my first time ever going, one of my favorite questions to ask, I used to ask, "Hey, when you're on your break, what do you get?" Right? Because, and you can kinda tell who's just trying to upsell you because it's like, "Oh, we get this really expensive, or like these cheese sticks the cook makes." I've changed that question now to, if Gordon Ramsay was to walk in this restaurant, what would you serve him?
Mhm.
And I'll tell you what, every time it's worked, and
Okay.
every time the food absolutely slaps because just how we're subject matter experts in our fields, the people
Yeah.
who work at that restaurant know that food inside and out.
Have
And
you ever worked in a restaurant?
you know what's funny? I have not.
Okay, I was about to say because like full on break, if you have time to eat, you're like gremlin mode. You're eating like maybe something that didn't go out in time. You're eating something that was like accidentally made.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not eating yet, or maybe you're begging like the cook for like a roll or something. Like I just feel like there's
"Can I get some bread, please?"
yeah, literally, or you just, like, know the one side item that's, like, good enough that's, like, $2 or, like, off the kids' menu, you get, like, the fries and tenders for, like, $4. Listen, if you work at the restaurant, you
Yeah.
know the tricks.
What restaurant did you work at?
Oh, I've worked at so many restaurants.
What was okay, so real
I feel
quick.
like everyone should have to work at a restaurant.
I
Yeah.
okay,
I worked at a restaurant just for the employee meal at the end of the meal at the end of the
did
shift.
you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and a lot of them will do that, or you'll get, like, half off.
I think okay, so I did work at a pizza shop, but I was making pizza. Like, I never went and took
Yeah.
orders at a table. I wasn't a waiter,
Okay.
right?
You still understand service industry and
For
the
sure. I mean,
expectations and
hey,
the
I
speediness, but working in behind in back of house versus front of house is very different. Yeah.
absolutely it is, and
Yeah.
because 'cause you're dealing with people who I mean, we think people who in the event industry clients are bad. I mean, people who go to restaurants, they just see waiters and waitresses as, like, servants, and, people like
Not
that
always, but yeah.
no,
A lot of
right,
time.
you're
Yeah.
right, absolutely, yeah, good
Yeah.
catch on that. It predominant like,
Yeah.
sometimes people will just see waiters and
It's
waitresses
becoming
as
less and less likely
which is
people that haven't
fantastic.
experienced it might have a preconceived notion of like, "This isn't a person.
Well, that's
They're
what I'm
here to serve
saying,
me."
right? It's
Yeah.
just like, you know what? Here's your chicken tender. Like, I'm
Mhm.
sorry that we're behind in the kitchen. Like, and it just goes back to just like understanding that not everything is about
Yeah.
you,
Oh, you wanna
right?
hear a story?
Yeah,
Yes,
you know what?
Okay,
always.
not
That's
Actually,
why
about
we're
service
here, right?
industry well, this actually happened to me this weekend. I was working the shop myself on Saturday, and we got an order in the morning, and, uh, it had a very specific, like, colors, we want it bright and happy, and then I did the arrangement, I wrote the card, I even drove the 35 minutes to deliver the arrangement.
mhm,
Get there, the card is, like, nowhere to be found. It's missing, and I go to the door and I explain to the person, the recipient, like, "I'm so sorry, the card is not here," and she just, like, looked at me like I just, like, stole her card, and she was like, "Why isn't it here? It's very important," and I'm like, "I understand that, but, like, it wasn't in my car." She's like, "Well, is it in my yard?" I was like, "Well, I don't think it's in your yard because it wasn't in the arrangement whenever I pulled it out of the car, but I can tell you what was on the card. I'm happy to, like, rewrite it for you, but, my shop's 35 minutes away." And she's like, "Well, what did it say?" And so, like, I was able to pull it up and read what it said. She's like, Those are my kids." And then, like, very dismissively, just, like, took the arrangement and then, like, closed the door in my face. And I was like, Okay, well, I'm gonna be hearing about this, I think, later. I think I'm gonna be getting a complaint about this because she just was not happy and I think
and
was
did you
looking
get a
for a rea
complaint about it?
So then I get an email,
Yeah.
yeah, from the sender saying the person that received the flowers said that, whoever delivered them and I explained to him, I was like, "I'm the owner, like, I do not like, I'm not just, like, this happens, like, I
I was
just,
like, "It's my first day. I'm so sorry."
no, I know, right? But, like, the woman was like, she left the card or whoever delivered them said that they didn't have the card, and then, like, the flowers weren't even anything that I requested and all this, and I'm like, "Okay, so typically whenever an issue like this happens" and this is what I emailed her back, I was like, "Normally, like, the people that I deliver to understand that I'm not intentionally
Mhm.
not delivering a
I'm
card.
not
Like,
stealing your
I
cards.
promise you I did not steal the note that I wrote that should be with the arrangement, and I do understand why it is important to have that, but after explaining that I drove 35 minutes and that I just don't know where it is, and I'm very sorry for
Can I
them
ask a
to
quick
Yeah,
question
yeah,
just
yeah.
before you keep going? I just wanna make sure I have context. It was just a like you ordered a flower arrangement,
Uh-huh.
like how they have like, the
Yeah,
steak and there's a note on it
yeah.
that you wrote.
That was
Yeah.
it.
That was it, and you
Have
could
a
have
Yes.
written them
sunny
another
day.
It
one?
wasn't like they wrote it handwritten and brought it and was like, "Deliver it with these flowers," because people will do that, and that is
Yeah.
very important. Like, we, like, hold on to those, like, "Put this with this arrangement." But yeah, it was just, like, their names, basically.
That's
But I think it was just it's where you then realize, like, who your clientele or not. Because my response was also, like, "You ordered them the same day, you asked for bright and cheerful." I was
sorry,
like,
that's just
but it was also a designer choice, and I'm like, "So that's why there's a very clear description, like, hey, we're gonna do the best we can," but the only reason I offered designer choice as the only same day is because we don't have just unlimited flowers and unlimited colors available every single day. I need to
yeah.
be able to pull from what I know I have, and I did a beautiful arrangement. It was nice.
I
No
believe you.
doubt,
Yeah, yeah,
no
I
yeah, and
believe
doubt.
I'm
you.
just like, these people were just looking to complain, and for me, I was like, they're not an ideal client of mine, and that's okay.
What do you do in
Um
that situation when they come to you asking for a refund?
Well, I think I just explained to her, I was like, "Normally my clients see me as a person, and they know that accidents happen and that I
Mm,
am human, and that a card might get left behind, but if it was something like I left the whole arrangement behind, I'm driving 35 minutes to get it because that's what you paid for. But if I left the note and there's a quick solution or an understanding of, like, that's 35 minutes. I feel like if somebody is understanding enough and just knows that I'm a good like, a person and I'm gonna do a good job, then I feel like that makes them my ideal client. And so I did not give a refund. I told her I even tried to call her,
Good.
but her phone was disconnected. So I was like, "I've tried to call you to talk." I was like, "But if you think that there was something else that I should have done in that moment, please let me know."
How
Because I
do
just want her to say outright, "Yes, you should have driven 35 minutes back to grab that note and then take it back." That's what I wanna hear.
To be completely honest with you, I validate your, like, everything. Like,
Yeah.
you did everything right, and, like, sometimes people just wanna look for a reason to be unhappy.
That's what I think it was, and I think that back to the restaurant conversation is that people will sit down and they expect perfection, and they expect this whole experience with nothing to go wrong, and it's like, you're eating at a restaurant that human people work at, and
It's a
we're
live
all
event
just,
every day.
like, literally and especially in an event industry too, I tell brides especially that get all worked up and seem very, like, controlling, I'm like, more than, like more oftentimes than not, something's gonna go wrong. I was like, and it's
Yeah.
probably guaranteed. What you can do is just hope that it's not anything big and be happy that it's not anything big. But also, if something does happen at the end of the day, you're still going to get married. And at the end of the day, you're still going to
Yeah.
have a nice meal. At the end of the day, a lot of things are still going to happen.
That's actually pretty much the exact words I tell every single couple I shoot. I look them right in the eye, one of the first things I say to them, like, "Hi, I'm very happy to be here, and I just wanna say one thing, you know, all that matters today, you are going to end the day married to your best friend. Everything else is consequential, and if you look at the day like that,
Mhm.
you've already had the perfect day. Because so often, people spiral. Now granted, real quick, the last wedding I shot, and this all happened before I got there, thank goodness, because that would've been awful. The bride's dress wasn't fitting, and they had to, really try to get it, right? And so once they finally got it, she sat down on a chair that had just been,
No.
waxed or something,
No, no, no.
and she had a huge black stripe on the front of her dress after it's not fitting, and they're running behind on time, and so they're trying to fix it, and so all of this is happening, and they had, according to the photographer, they had a to the minute, second of what photos they wanted,
Mm.
and all of that got pushed because the dress wasn't working,
Mhm.
and so it was just already going and it's so easy to just spiral out of control, right? And so I think that's where it comes to, us in the event industry, event professionals too. If we're spiraling, the event is gone. So no matter what happens, and again, an analogy, but it's true, we have to be like ducks on the water. Right? Where it's like we're on the surface and we're really calm, right? People are looking at us
Oh,
like,
yeah, don't let
we're
them see the
moving all these
panic.
cameras,
Yep.
whatever. But underneath, we are kicking as hard as we possibly
Yeah.
can. And it's not just us,
But
everyone.
also their photographer letting them make a schedule that tight. I'm like, "Leave room for mistakes.
I'll be
Leave
honest
room
with you.
for
I'd rather have a couple do that than have a couple be like, oh, I really don't know. We trust you.
Well, educate them though.
No,
Like,
you
let them
you
be a
do.
time, but then be
You
like,
definitely
"But
talk to
also,
them.
where are your breaks gonna be? Where are you gonna sit and relax? What if something goes wrong?"
Those are conversations
Yeah,
those conversations should be had before you even
that's
get
why you
there.
need a planner, but
Oh,
that's another conversation.
100 listen, if you can have a planner, please do at
Please
your
have a
events
planner.
because so often events will just spiral out of like, I've done weddings where I've walked in oh my gosh, with the one of the last weddings I shot, ceremony starts at 4. 4. 3:50, groom comes walking in, and he's not dressed. He's covered he has boots on and whatever. He's walking in, and the food is coming in at the same time. Ceremony is starting in 10 minutes, and the groom's not dressed yet. And they wanna do a first look before the ceremony, like, no, not first look, they wanna do a first touch where they read a note and stuff, we're like, "There's 10 minutes for a ceremony." But it is what it is, and you just adjust, right? And so, is there anything that we talked about this evening that you would like to expand upon, before I give each of you the floor to do your own plugs about what you do and who you work for and everything, and then I have a couple things as well, and we'll kinda wrap up. But is there anything that we talked about this evening that you would like to clarify or like to expand upon? Um,
No, nothing comes to mind. Yeah.
you figure out that compliment yet? I'm just joking. But no, seriously, I wanna say truly thank you from the bottom of my heart to spending time with me this evening and really bringing your passion, your insight, your creativity. It has been a true joy just getting to speak with both of you this evening and learn basically what you love and what you love to do and how you love to help people. And it's so cool hearing from other people's perspectives because it helps you also define your own, right? Because people who have insight, I think insight's one of the most powerful things possible because listen, I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life or how to do your job or anything, but I'm just trying to provide you some insight,
Mhm.
right? And it's up to you to do with what you want to do with it, right? And so, who would like to go first? You can look right at that camera there, or actually look at these cameras. So, Vivica, you're gonna look at this one,
Okay,
and
hi.
then Kara, you're gonna look there. Whoever wants to go first, you can do a quick plug about your company or anything.
Well, thanks again for having me tonight. Again, I'm with Visit Denver, the Conventions and Visitor Bureau for the city of Denver. I almost
Nice.
said Dayton. I'm from Dayton, so
In
Dayton.
Ohio, though.
Yes.
Listen, Ohio blood runs thick.
Seriously. But no, no shameless plug. I just enjoy being out here and I'm grateful for the new challenges ahead.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
No, that's fantastic. You know what? The next time that you're in that room, we're gonna lock it down. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. And I'm so excited to hear about it. And Kara, are you ready?
Yep. Thank you for having me. This
Of
was a lot
course.
of fun. I hope I was,
Oh,
able to give some
you both were
insight. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
spectacular.
absolutely. And we do so my business is we are like a event florist, but we also do like set design and we help design just entire events. But through that we also do daily flowers. So if you wanted to send somebody flowers or buy flowers just to have at your house, we also have that as well. So,
And where are you located?
ooh, I'm on 5th and Broadway in Baker, and like just like Denver, but just like a little bit south. It's right there. Still North Broadway, not quite South Broadway, but yeah, pretty close.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
And how can people contact you if they want to?
Oh, you can go to, carablooms.com to order flowers, and or you can go to Cara Blooms Studios to see about, like, event info and wedding floral info.
Cool.
You could also just reach out to me on Instagram or give us a call. Yeah.
Wonderful. No, thank you so much for that. Again, both of you. I love doing these. They are a little nerve-wracking at first, but literally once we just get into it, then
Yeah.
you kind of understand what I was saying before. It's just a
Yeah.
conversation. And honestly, you kind of feel cool after a while because 'cause you're, like, talking to a microphone. It's like, I don't know. It's just I don't know.
I think you like hearing yourself speak, yeah.
No, honestly, um, but honestly, guys, thank you so much again. And I do want to shout out our crew one last time here again. So shout out to Matt, Devin,
Yeah.
and Vinny behind the scenes. Once again, you guys are crushing it.
Keeping us
And I'll
on
tell
track.
you what, if you guys, you viewers, anyone out there, like what you see, and you want to do a podcast of your own, well, let's make it happen. Let's creatively collaborate and let's make a podcast to be proud of. All right, that matches and meets your intentions and your viewership experiences. Right. So, and all you see here, all this is in house, and so all digital. We'd love to help out and love to collaborate with you. So, and then last but not least, you know, honestly,
Is that it?
think I'm done hearing myself talk for this evening.
Let's
I'm
call
tr
back to
little
that.
callback. No, I'm truly grateful, and, yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you, next month, episode 9 at the Infinity Park, which is a really, really,
That's a fun venue.
amazing venue, and I'm super excited to finally be shooting there. That's, that was one of my first boulders when I got to all digital. I was like, Infinity Park was one of the venues I was trying to work, and you know what? Eric said it best. Just go in looking to make a friend, and it has drastically changed the way I see the industry.
Mhm.
I'm not a salesman. I'm a friend. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Who just has a set of skills, right? And we just have aligned interests. So, thank you guys so much. And with that, yep, that is going to be a wrap.